Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
One significant attribute of democracy is the propensity of the leaders to be held accountable for their actions or inactions. The elected representatives are expected to occasionally present their scorecards to the electorate, who weigh what they've been told and place such side by side with what's on ground. By so doing, agitations or apprehensions are reduced to the barest minimum. This undoubtedly is one strong factor which the Akwa Ibom State Governor, His Excellency Chief Godswill Obota Akpabio, has used so effectively, culminating in the unparalleled level of development which Akwa Ibom State now enjoys. Since his assumption of office 4 years ago, Governor Akpabio never failed to invite the people together to brainstorm on the way forward for his administration in what has been variously described as town hall or stakeholders meetings. This he does routinely across the 3 senatorial districts, where top political players, traditional rulers, business class, the clergy, the academics, market women, among others, are drawn to contribute ideas towards the uplift of the state in a bid to make the state the destination where everyone resident or visiting would be proud of.
I invited you because in a very short way, if something affects the neck, it will affect the body. I just feel that the state belongs to all of us. So I invited my brothers and invited the stakeholders of Akwa Ibom. And where you people think that there is something I need to do further than what I've done as a governor, you will advise me, and I assure you that I will do so that the state can have peace and move on.
This practice is a confirmation of a local parlance here that the blacksmith or fabricator worth his onion is very often receptive to wise counsel or ideas, which he or she requires to excel. Akpabio has indeed excelled. From the length and breadth of the state, the story is the same. Story of the wind of uncommon transformation blowing across the land.
God has blessed us with this state, and this state is doing certain things that I don't find in other states, whether we like it or not. This state has been transformed in a way that I never believed in my wildest dream that I will see what I'm seeing now. But if you don't see it, God has seen it. All what I always tell those who do well, I said, his history will uphold you. And I want to tell the governor, don't bother about what anybody says. Be courageous, have courage, be focused, and continue to do what you are doing. And historians will be your judge. But whether we like it or not, this state must develop the way it's going.
I thank God for giving you the wisdom to continue to bring Akwa Ibom State together and to look for peace in Akwa Ibom State. We have listened to you very attentively. We hardly have a word to condemn you.
I thank you so much for calling the stakeholders. We are the stakeholders. Some of us were very much present when the state was created, and we fought for the creation of the state. We will not allow this state to be taken over by those who never would do well.
For us, we are happy. We are happy that we have a governor that is serving the people, working for the people, and making the state a better place for all.
The Akwa Ibom people, through the effort of the governor, have discovered themselves, and they are performing. They are excelling in anywhere. There is no development that can pass that.
Among such meetings where people gather to brainstorm include the Security Stakeholders Summit and the Education Stakeholders Meeting, where the administration's free and compulsory education policy was brought on the front burner and given excellent marks. Till date, 3 years down the line, the policy has not looked back. Rather, it keeps recording significant successes, winning the progenitor, Chief Godswill Akpabio, outstanding accolades, honors and prizes, while the state now gains recognition from outstanding institutions in Nigeria, the African continent, and around the world.
Governor of Akwa Ibom State, the honorary degree of Doctor of Managerial Sciences, honoris causa. Congratulations, Your Excellency.
Present to you, Excellency, this plaque, recognition to wonderful things you've done for that great state in the few years you've been in office.
Just smarting from the national strike declared by the leadership of Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and Trade Union Congress (TUC) over the withdrawal of subsidy on petrol, and in view of the initial discomfort the new policy was going to bring on the populace, the state governor summoned a transport operators meeting to brainstorm on possible palliative measures to bring relief to commuters and the generality of the people. This is arguably the only state in the Federation where such parley was held. To this end, government, in partnership with private operators, will purchase buses and other means of transportation to cushion the effects of petrol subsidy removal on the people.
If subsidy goes, I want to look at your own suggestions. And if you want me to, there are two things. The federal government has a plan of about 15 billion to bring long courses and all those things for palliative. But I don't know how many of those buses will get to acquire. So I like to discuss the one I can do myself, not the one that I. So what you do, you sit with me, because I've also seen that the government is going to run transport through Ministry of Transport. It will not work. If there is no, then I should tell you the way government will assist you so that you remain in business and the populace does not suffer. That's the one. Those are the discussions. So we will set up a committee together and also involve the Nigerian Labour Congress, involve the government and involve you. So we sit down and work out something. If you want the government to immediately purchase vehicles for you, you tell me the type of vehicles you need. If you need buses, you tell me the type of buses you need, and I will flood the place with those things. You know the difference here is that you run them, not government. Yes. If you're not going to be government driver, Akwa Ibom will have his own plan on how to alleviate the sufferings of the people and how to also keep you in business, so that both sides is a win-win situation. That is what I stand for. So we can have a committee that will look at the two sides. Akwa Ibom transportation without subsidy and Akwa Ibom with subsidy. And I'll work with you to make sure you remain in business and the populace does not suffer. And I just said, let me call you and thank you.
On his part, Chairman of the Transport Owners Association commended Governor Godswill Akpabio for convening the meeting, which clearly shows that they are regarded as stakeholders in the Nigerian project and therefore pledged total loyalty to his administration.
So what we are seeing today have also given us hope that we are not on our own, that the governor is caring about the transport subsector. I want to thank you, sir. I want to thank God because we have been able to come together to fight for common goal for the people of Akwa Ibom State. So I want to believe, based on what you have just told us, that this time around, the business is going to be run by the people that knows how to run it.
This is Akwa Ibom, the land of uncommon transformation.
Tuesday, January 17, 2012, presented the governor another opportunity to parley with a cross-section of people of the state. The event was held at the newly commissioned State Banquet Hall. It brought together representatives of the people from all the sectors of the state economy, including security chiefs, the political class, royal fathers, the clergy, labor leaders, and media practitioners. Akpabio used the opportunity to explain to the people why capital expenditure continued to get the lion's share in the state's budget proposals since the inception of his administration. According to him, the state was in dire need of development, and in a bid to build a model state and a destination that would become a reference point in Nigeria, more capital votes was needed to execute projects that could take the state to the dreamland.
If you enter like Itam Junction, in the last 20 years, nobody could pass there until we intervene with the drainage we have done. If that was done when we were in Cross River State, the amount of billions we buried underground, we would have used it for other things. The third ring road we are doing, we don't even have a stadium. We are starting a major stadium project and other things. Our industries are down, as far as I'm concerned. We are just starting. My budget every year for 4.5 years had been 80% capital and 20% recurrent. The reason why it is so is because it is only the capital that can enable you to see project on the ground. Even where you are sitting now, this banquet hall was part of the capital expenditure of government. If you are driving from here to Itu, that dualized road and that bridge is part of the capital project of government. If you came from Ikot-Ekpene area and you took Ikot-Ekpene Bad Road, it's part of the capital project of government. If you travel from here to the airport and see the dualized road, this is the only state in Nigeria that you have straight light from airport straight to your house in the town. I have given out contract. I've given out contract for total electrification of street lights in a warehousing and in Shelter Afrique. So we will come, we are working on that, and we want to make sure that the whole of that area has street light as well as both sides, as well as good roads. So both the internal roads as well as street lights will be provided, so that we begin to, because I believe that lighting, street lighting is part of security.
According to the State Chief Executive, his vision is to make Akwa Ibom State the economic hub in the Gulf of Guinea, with more emphasis on production through industrialization, opening up of the rural areas, massive investment in agriculture, empowerment of women and youths, and generally making life safer and secured for both the inhabitants and visitors alike. To this end, the security network in the state is being reinvigorated and repositioned with the establishment of more security outfits.
The security services must also be heavily commended. I'm sure you have noticed there is an improvement in security. Have you noticed that? But I will tell you, we are not going to rest until we can bring to book all the criminals that kept us awake in the last 5 years. It is not enough for us to say we have peace. We must go after them. They must never have peace, and they will not have peace in Jesus' name. So let me commend the security chiefs. If all of you can just rise, just take a bow and sit down. We will continue to give you support to do your work. We would like to create a small state that everybody can feel at home. In Christmas time, our children came from United States, from United Kingdom, everywhere in the world. Thousands of our children came. In fact, Uyo was reported in the Punch newspaper as a city that looked more beautiful than New York on Christmas. And yet, we are not through with Uyo yet. The urbanization we are doing is still continuing. Some of the beautiful things you see, the waterfalls and all that. We will launch 2 major security outfits. One is Operation QRS, that is Quick Response Squad. We will also have the Operation Thunder.
Not only is the governor concerned with physical infrastructural development, he is equally interested in the well-being of the people, as demonstrated in the largesse for civil servants in Akwa Ibom State. The workers are paid 13th month salary bonus in what is popularly known as Akpabiomba. It is equally worthy of note that Akpabio is one of the few governors in Nigeria to pay workers the 18,000 naira minimum wage after the federal government's announcement in April 2011. This he has paid with the arrears totaling more than 16.2 billion naira.
When I looked at the salaries of retired permanent secretaries who retired before 2007, particularly those who served in the then Cross River State, some of them were earning 32,000 naira, some 16,000, some 8,000. If you compare that with those who retired after 2007, the gap was too much, because those who retired after 2007 were earning appropriately, over 300, some 400. So I said, but they go to the same market, and both of them are retired PEMSEC. If you double it and said, let us add 100%, those who collected 8,000 will get 16. Those who collected 16 will get 30. So what I did was, in the Executive Council, I added 100,000 naira across board for all judges and all permanent secretaries who retired before 2007. I just added it on a monthly basis for them, because I felt that there was need for them to survive and buy drugs, having served the state and having served the judiciary. So I'm very keen on making sure that anything that has to do with workers, we take it seriously. The minimum wage that was announced by the federal government, I still want to challenge it. I'm the only state governor in Nigeria that has paid the minimum wage from 1st of April 2011. I have paid.
With the avalanche of infrastructure being put in place by the Akpabio administration, the state is certainly worming its way into the big league, with more institutions hosting major national and international events in the land of promise. For the record, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) held its 10th anniversary celebration in Akwa Ibom. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) also hosted their retreat here. The Nigeria Army Day celebration for 2011 was held in Uyo, while other public and private institutions now find Akwa Ibom a befitting heaven to host their events. The peaceful ambience of the state combines with massive world-standard infrastructure to give visitors the required serenity to brainstorm on major issues. Truly, the people are happy for it. For example, work on a third ring road in the capital city has reached advanced stage. The dualization of all the entry and exit arteries to the state capital have equally been intensified. These include Uyo-Ikodepene-Aba Federal Highway, Uyo-Abak Road, Ekomiman-Etinan Road, Etinan-Eket Road, Uyo-Nungudo Road, among others. Work has also commenced on the state's Olympic-sized stadium located on the third ring road of Abak Road, Uyo, while the second and final phase of work on the international passenger terminal at the Bome International Airport gets underway this quarter. This will complement the more than 250 roads already completed and put to use under the present administration, the Tropicana Entertainment Center, complete with shopping malls, wet and dry theme parks, the first ever e-library in Nigeria, over 3,000 life-touching direct labor projects, among others. It is this partnership between the people and government that has accounted for the extraordinary success of the Akpabio administration in the last 4 years, setting the tone for the second lap of the Akpabio's administration. The people called it uncommon transformation.
This is Akwa Ibom, the land of uncommon transformation.